And we have the latest now on a case seen as linked to the U.S. support for Ukraine, the trial of WNBA star Brittney Griner. The two-time Olympic gold medalist is in court today to face drug charges. Chris Glover joins us with more on this story from Washington. So, Chris, good to see you. What is the latest on the trial this morning?
Hillary Griner did not say anything as she was whisked into court today. The 31-year-old American basketball star had on a Jimi Hendrix T-shirt and handcuffs, and she was flanked by U.S. Embassy staff. Now, Reuters is reporting that only 2 foreign journalists were allowed into the courtroom, and that led to protests from the media, people who, of course, had come to cover the hearing. Griner has been detained since her arrest in February, and Russian police said that she had vape canisters with cannabis oil at a Russian airport. Griner's arrest was less than a week before Russia sent troops into Ukraine, and Griner's wife back here in the States fears the U.S. Olympian is being used as a political pawn, and she's been calling on President Biden to do more.
You don't have my trust at that point until I see actions that are in BG's best interest. It would have been in her best interest for her phone call to have been answered. It would be in her best interest for her to be back on U.S. soil.
Now, embassy officials were just outside that Russian courtroom speaking, and they said that their biggest priority is American citizens. But Griner was arrested in February on drug charges, and it wasn't until May that the U.S. State Department reclassified Griner's case as wrongfully detained. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says he personally has been in contact with Griner's wife and said the U.S. is working to try to bring Griner home. But Hillary, he would not provide any specific details other than to say, as we just heard from embassy workers there in Russia as well, this is a top priority for the U.S. government.
Okay, Chris, so hearing from a number of American officials on this case, but what is Russia saying as this trial gets underway?
A Kremlin spokesperson told reporters today Griner's arrest was not politically motivated. Dmitry Peskov said that Griner was found in possession of prohibited drugs and that it was up to the court to reach a verdict. Now, this past Monday, a Russian judge extended Griner's detention for another 6 months at least. And if convicted, Griner could face up to 10 years in prison. Now, of course, journalists are continuing to gather outside the court, and I'll get you the latest as soon as we see any more developments, Hillary.
Okay, Chris, thank you for all of that. The CBC's Chris Glover for us in Washington.